So he ignores them and he just kept going, and they're turning their head and they're talking. I'm listening to them, what they're saying, and they're like, they would like, if they would have caught that guy, they would have raped him. And they're like, I'm like, holy shit. And he's like, because I'm a guy I don't know, like, how, and he's like, fuck, in my head, he's like, holy shit, this guy's like, you know, got it all. But in the meantime, he's like different from every play, like a totally different person. And then, yeah, after that phone call, he goes, yeah, and he's giving, she saw two ducks, and there was a little lake. He saw two ducks. He's screaming at them, you bad luck, you fucking blah, 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 blah. You are this and this and this and this, and you should not exist on earth, and this is what you represent. And they're like, actually, I felt the ducks are like actually talking to him, and he's talking back to them. It was weird. He's yelling at them. I've never, like, it's like they're talking to him. I am watching very closely. I do pay attention a lot. He's like talking to them, but like he's being mean to them, and they're being like mean back, and he's just like cursing the minute they've ever came, and that they bring bad luck. And he didn't say to him. He's like to the world or something that they shouldn't be there. And then he's like, uh, what did he say? He's like, you talk too much, and fucking people know everybody knows everybody's business is because of you too, and you're bad luck. And that's the ducks are actually they're as if they're like another human being, like shooting back at him. And anyways, he left them gone, and then he stopped and made another phone call, and not knowing what he was calling, but he just swore again. He's like fucking people and blah blah blah. Again, there was like a hill up like that, and he's going up it as if it's a motorcycle, going at weird speeds. I've never seen a human being that goes that fast. And angry, like you could tell, he's not saying nothing at that point, but just you see his like, what do you call them things? He's going. Anyways, he goes, and then I see him go in the house. It's like, oh, $400,000 or $500,000 house. Average, above average. He gets in, and the driveway's like being fixed, or whatever, being tiled, and he puts his bike in the garage, and he gets out. And he started bam, 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 bam on the driveway and all that stuff. And the woman there, she's like, "Oh, good job," and all this, and So I asked the woman questions. He's like, I don't know why he's doing that driveway. He doesn't even own the house. He's just renting, like in the basement. And, why would he want to do that? So I came and asked him. He's like, "Oh, the owner asked me to do it." I said, "Well, he asked you. You don't have to do it." And he's like, "Oh, I'm enjoying it." And it's like the woman shaking her head, like, too. And it's like, she's just like, "Is he paying?" He's like, "No, he's not paying me," and all that stuff. He's like, "But I need to put some cement under there, but I don't have the money for it. Because even I couldn't buy food," he told her, and it was dizzy. I haven't eaten in 3 days, or like something like that. I'm like looking at the guy like I'm dreaming, you know? It's like what does that guy have on him, or like like to do all these things. And then the guy come up telling me, "Oh, you have to. There's a lot of chipped ones, and you have to pay for them and order them." And he's like, "Oh yeah, but I'm like hungry," and like this. He's saying them that way, and guys, you have to do it, and you know. And he told them, "Oh, you got problems, and all this and all that, and and like, yeah, oh, the police will come and take you." So I told him, like, "No, the police will not take him. He has problems and all this." So what I understood, because he had been there, is that guy's like a child in his head too, and he was actually scared that because he, I don't know what he did, chipped that. No, he didn't. He leaked oil, like that oil or something on the driveway, so he made him have to change the whole driveway. It was costing like 8,000 for free. He's doing it, and he has to pay for the like everything. And the guy does not have, he said he had 27 cents. And he doesn't look like the type who's a bitch or anything. He's like, from what I've seen all the way there, and you know, and the way he talks with people, and he's got the power, he's got the heart, he's got, you know. And he said to me, I'm acting. Like, I don't think like, why are you acting? But I don't think you are acting. He's like, I'm testing something. I'm like, what? He's like, I just want to see how far a human can go before he feels for his brother human. And the way he said it is like, brother human, this. He obviously like a believer in like all oneness. He does not racist, not that. Everything is like, the guy is like, I got talking to him. He's like a lot more intelligent than I even thought. And I'm like, why? He told me I'm a test. Like, what do you mean you're a test? He's like, you know, God tests people all the time, but I happen to be the test. Not everybody can tolerate the whatever. I'm like him, like, who do something like that? Like test. You've done it like so many, and you really didn't eat for a few days for that, and he's not feeling sorry for you and doing this, and the other guy's like that, like, you know, I'll be bald and like old, and if he punched him, he'd kill him. But he's just like saying this and acting. And really, he's a real good actor now. I'm saying that. Oh, I'm hungry, and this. He wanted to see the level of sympathy of that particular person will have. And like nowadays, humans are very, you know, they're not like, you know, but that was an exception. And he told me something weird. He's like, God is very, very fair. Like, what do you mean? He said, if it was you, somebody told you that. He said, I said, like, I'm not a very good person, but if someone, like, I wouldn't nowhere close to that, not to eat. This is just like, he's like, it's impossible. I would never, like, whatever. I'm like, to him, but what is the purpose? He's like, I think it's something, but I'm not sure, so I'm not really gonna discuss it. It's God's business. I'm like, what do you mean it's God's business? He said, well, I'm a servant to God. Oh, well, okay, he goes in, and I hear screams from there. You dirty the garage and this, and there are a lot of chip funds, and you gotta get them. And he's like, get to him. He's still being calm. He's like, okay, I'll get them for him. I'm getting, you know, I'm getting paid soon. He said, and like I'll buy them. He's like, you know, he's like, oh, I'm gonna borrow a lot of money and fix it, as long as, you know. He's like, because you know what, any human don't know how long they live, and I'd rather you said, oh, he was a good guy, and you know, but he's a very good, smart actor. At that point, I'm saying like he's a genius or whatever it is, you know. It's the way he made it sound to me as somebody else in him saying these things, you know. So he was talking. He's like, before somebody's punished or like something, whatever, God gives you a rope, and the longer the rope, and you pull choke on your brother human, the harder the, you know. But he said to me something. He's like, nothing bad comes from God. He just said God does the test. But then you got like Mother Nature, which is very harsh and whatever on that. But it's just God is who protects you. But when He's given you your brother, whatever, and shown you that, okay, he's thinking that person is 8 years old. Supposedly he's not diagnosed in his head. A very white heart and all that stuff, and being nice, a very hard worker, like I said, and all that, and he took advantage to that point. And then I asked him, he's like, I think something. He's like, he said, I think for the better you look, that means a better person you were.